হ্যালো, হ্যালো, অনিকেত শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
Delight to welcome the principal, my colleagues, and especially my dear students to this program. Since the onset of the pandemic,
সরি সুনন্দাদি সাউন্ডটা কেটে যাচ্ছে।
since the onset of the pandemic, students have been kept away from educational institutions, which I presume is their second home. As a consequence, they have missed very important experiences in the classrooms and in the libraries. The college library has therefore organized an orientation program today to introduce our students to the idea of a library in general and to our college library in particular. Libraries have a very important role to play in human lives. It is not only a source of books that help you study for your examinations, libraries play a very important role in expanding your vision too. They take care of your mind. Professor Shushmita Chakraborty, Head of the Department, Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta, and Dr. Jyotirmoy Samajdar, Psychiatrist and Chairman, PNH Trust and Secretary, Manoj, shall join us shortly. But we shall begin now with the principal's address. I request our principal, Dr. Abhijit Ganguly, to kindly take over.
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. Can you hear me? Okay. Good
Yes, we
afternoon.
can.
Good afternoon to all of you, my staff, my colleagues, the distinguished guest coming here. Like previous year's program, we have also assembled here today in this year once again in this orientation program come students workshop conducted by the library subcommittee of Kidderpore College and organized by the college library of Kidderpore College. Student of our college are hereby asked to register their name to participate in this workshop. I think the students will do the same. The motto of this workshop is to acquire the knowledge on a special theme, and probably that has also been shared by you all. In my point of view, in most of the colleges of our state, the stakeholders as well as the teachers and the students both have been confronted the unprecedented challenges of COVID-19 simultaneously in last 2 years and compelled to go through an unusual trend of online study without adopting the proper technical or technological support and mental preparation also. And the result of that, both of us have to face the teachers and the students lots of uncertainty, anxiety, worries, stress, griefs, and needs by long time. As the teachers and the students have to move and run very quickly into the virtual world of study, so it was very hard to make the proper decision in time. And also it was very hard to implement the proper lesson plan, reading plan, providing the equitable access of internet, etc. And those who are considered as prime factors in regards to the problems from both part of the teaching and learning processes in last 2 years. Some teachers may not able to identify his or her student who have hidden his or her face by a mask. Some teachers may not able to read on the extra care which has needed to the students immediately, especially to the backbenchers. And I think in comparison to the classroom atmosphere and virtual transportation of study, it was found too much harder to share the lessons to each and every student individually and sufficiently. Obviously, the universal psychological screening seems to be impossible in those abnormal situations, and no implementation of established teaching methodology was possible suddenly at that time. Students were struggling randomly with any kind of source to complete their syllabus. Colleges were closed, libraries were closed, and having with the fear of year loss, students were vigorously trying to hold on their patience. And at any way, the students were rather trying to get their degrees by any chance. No proper counseling or counselor were there, no proper psychological guidance or guide. However, if we look into the too far level of at-risk students in between last 2 years, we will see that just by potential emotional fallout from the conventional educational sphere during pandemic. At a large scale, the mood and habit on educational practices in schools and colleges were totally dismantled. And the less responsive attitude, the unfinished curriculum, the incompleted assignments, all were abruptly found in maximum systems of study. All these are to be considered as mental disorders that resulted very bad effects in the students' behavior, and that spread across commonly as a mental shockwave even after December 2021, when COVID has partially passed away or seems to be taken aback after a deep roar. By this time, I think the psychological screening and increasing awareness both are very much important to build up the moral and mental health of our student, so that they can prepare themselves to protect their mind from any such of effect in near future. I hope this workshop will give lots of tips of moral and mental guidance to the students of our college or to any individual who are involved in the field of academic study. Hence, I want to congratulate again the guest coming here today, as well as the library committee convener, Dr. Sunanda Mukhopadhyay, in this regard, along with the librarian, Bonni Mukhopadhyay, for the conceptual idea about the workshop theme that would be present here today. Thanks to the IQC coordinator, Dr. Shati Pal. Thanks to TCS, Dr. Chandrabuli Das, and academic committee convener, Dr. Sudokshina Madam, and other faculties. Thanks to the students. Hope being encouraged by this time also, definitely you will able to learn once more from this workshop. Have a good session ahead. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. I now invite our librarian, Ms. Bonni Mukherjee. Bonni shall give you a general overview of the college library. Over to Bonni.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. This is indeed a very happy occasion for us, because after long 2 years, we have been able to organize this library orientation program, and our heartiest hello. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Hello. Bonni is having trouble with her microphone. She's trying to log in once again. Just a few minutes, please. Professor Chakraborty is the head of the department, Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta.
মাইক্রোফোনটা দাও না পাশ থেকে হ্যালো
Yes, this is better. Can you place the microphone closer to your mouth, Boni? Closer to your mouth. Okay. Can all of you hear Boni clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
হ্যালো
Yes, you can be heard. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for this interruption. The technical problems are always there, and I hope you will forgive and forgive. And this is indeed a very happy occasion for us because after such a long time, we have been able to organize this library orientation program again. And our happiest thanks to the principal chef and the criminal committee convener, Madam Tonika Bhattacharjee, and our PCS, Chandrabali Dash, and our IQAC coordinator, Mrs. Shati Khan, and our joint convener of library subcommittee, Mr. Sunanda Mukhopadhyay. Well,
হ্যালো হ্যালো ক্যান ইউ হিয়ার মি
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
am I audible
Yes, you are audible.
okay should I start now madam
In a few minutes,
I didn't
in a few
I couldn't
minutes,
hear
Boni
I
is
couldn't-
making her presentation, and maybe in another 10-15 minutes, we shall begin
Okay.
with your part.
okay no problem I couldn't hear the words so I couldn't
Yeah,
understand
I understand.
Okay.
directly to the presentation part. All the students, especially the freshers and newcomers who don't know about the library, services, there is an idea we want to share with you. And the senior education compared to and quickly and happy. So generally, to put in very simple terms, a library is a place, it may be a big book or other reading material for education, and these can be looked at, these can be consulted, and this can library around, and some libraries are parents' body or an institution. That kind of library is a village library. It is a part institution. The more I think we were between books and documents.
কথা বলো।
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Start. তুমি বলো, কথা না বললে বোঝা যাবে না এটা হচ্ছে কিনা। শুরু করে দাও, শুরু করে দাও।
It gives access to books and other resources, and it also supports generating and dissemination of information, because a library not only stores and collects knowledge, it also delivers books and other forms of knowledge. So the third one is promotion of education. We all know that academic libraries are there, and even public libraries also provide space, and it gives full and calm for study, and it also helps developing reading habits. All public libraries have some carry counseling sales, which help in unemployed persons can take help of this career counseling sales. And there are children's section, there are rules for other weaker sections, like the needs, etc. And public libraries also encourage open education, free education, and lifelong learning. The fourth one is promotion of culture. We all know that libraries are agent. It acts as an agent to preserve or restore manuscripts. It also campaigns for various social causes. It promotes local and oral history. Nowadays, there are sales or promos of this kind of material or records, and they also offer community services. So the benefits in one word is that libraries have utmost importance in our lives and society. Not only that, It shapes our life, it develops our brain, and it gives us, it helps us to grow and to have a good personality. Activities of a library helps us to list, it is common reminder. As an acronym, we will see L for list. So it helps in listing material, or we may say it helps in selecting different types of material amongst huge information, heaps of information. So there are so many books, we don't buy all the books. We select judiciously and read or read. Second one is information. For information, library provides
Shunanda, you're not very audible.
in this information age, information is power. This
Shunanda.
is very important.
Shunanda, you're not
Allows us to
audible.
browse the material for basic.
আমার মনে হয় নিতাকে করতে বলে বা নিতাকে করতে বলে।
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So there are many types of library. On the basis of nature, activities, and users, we can we can categorize libraries as public library, national library, special library, and academic library. And on the basis of modernization in respect of automation and resources, we can have traditional library or a digital or electronic library, and there are some mixed type of library which has books and hard copy and soft copies both. These are called hybrid libraries. The basic three components of a library are its resources, of course, its staff, and its users. The main activities of a library are to collect and store information. We will say information, it is a better term. And then we collect it in various forms or medium, and it is organized or processed in the library. And then these are displayed or stacked. Then the information is disseminated to the readers or users. And even the users generate information. Some writers come to the library, or even you can write something and contribute to the library. So in that way, this cycle goes on. Coming to our library, it is an academic course-oriented or program-oriented library. It has mainly textbooks and textual reference books. And it is quite different from public libraries. It complements classroom lectures, introduces to different types of reading material. We also have magazines or journals, newspapers, and e-resources. It is partially automated. So we may call it a hybrid library. We have this kind of documents in our library: books, reference books. I'll say what is the difference between a book and a reference book. Book is for reading from cover to cover, but we don't read reference books at stretch, and reference books are actually for consultation. This can be encyclopedia or dictionary of that kind. Periodicals are there, magazines and journals. We have newspapers. We have some reports. We have our college magazines and other publications stored in the library. And we have some PDFs or e-books, and we have question papers. So the library collection at present is 31,337, and these are the department-wise distribution of books. We have two personal collections, that is Ashit Mukhopadhyay collection. He was our ex-teacher, and he contributed, his wife contributed, donated some Bengali and English literature books from his collection to our college. And the second one is Pijushkanti Ghosh collection. This is on philosophy and religion. And we have some career counseling books also, which came under the grant of UGC grant of entry in service scheme. So we offer this kind of services. Free reading room service is there, where you can sit and come and sit, and you can use or read books, newspapers, magazines, etc. You can use your laptop also. So there is circulation counter. In the circulation counter, you can issue and return books. And there is OPAC, that is online public access catalog. We have reprography service or document delivery service. You can come and Xerox from your books or selected books or selected pages. It depends on the Copyright Act, how many pages we can Xerox. And we can also offer internet searching only for academic purposes. We offer membership to new students, and for the registration, you have to deposit fee book and the original challan and stamp size photographs. Honor students are given 3 library cards, and pass course students, general students, are issued 2 library cards. Books can be taken for a period of 7 days. So there is also book bank facility, and we can, when the card is missing, you can get a duplicate card issued on the basis of a GD, and you have to lodge a complaint in the local police station, and you have to pay ₹20 to get a duplicate card. And you have to remember, cards are not transferable. This is a sample library card. We are not automated yet. So when issuing or returning books, you have to know what is catalog. Catalog actually is the address of a book. This is a catalog cabinet. It has many drawers, and these drawers contain cards, catalog cards. This is a manual kind of catalog. These are arranged in alphabetical order. This is a sample catalog card. This is called call number. You often stumble over the concept of call number. This is the address of the book, on the basis of which we stack the book in the library. And this is the accession number. You will see in your requisition slip there are columns called call number and accession number. So this is the accessioning number. And these are the bibliographical details. So this is the requisition slip you have to fill up before you get any books issued. You have to fill up the call number. You will leave accession number blank. You have to put the title of the book, if you know that, the writer of the book, and your personal details. So for issuing books, you have to take this white slip, requisition slip from the counter. You have to fill up this, and before that you have to search catalog to get the bibliographical details, the writer's name, the full title, all these from the catalog. And there is the automated catalog, OPAC. Our another librarian, Mita Sarkar, will give the idea in details. She will teach you how to search the software and retrieve the information from there. So you have to submit this slip and come at the specified time as told by the staff to get the book. And after that, you have to write that in the circulation register. You have to properly fill up the columns in the circulation register. While returning, you have to go through the same steps, almost the same steps. So books must be returned within 7 days. Otherwise, overdue fine is charged, that is ₹1 per day. And you will always remember, you should not forget to return the book on time. And while issuing a book, one thing you must remember, if the book is torn or damaged, you must bring this to the notice of the librarian or the library staff at the counter. So there are some do's and don'ts of library use which you should keep in the mind. Set your phone to vibrate. This is a common courtesy that we always maintain while in the library. Set your phone to vibrate mode. Keep belongings in the property counter. Keep your valuables with you at all times. Make use of waste paper baskets. Use bookmark to mark a page or book. Take permission before using your own books, notes, or laptop, and ask for help. Any help, library personnel are there for helping you. And the don'ts are, don't disturb others with loud telephone conversations or otherwise jostling amongst you. And bring food to or open drink to the library. Eating or drinking is restricted in the library. Disturb others with loud group discussions. Fold corners of pages of a book. Write any comments or draw sketches on the margins or blank pages. And leave your trash for others to pick up. Download software onto your library computers. There are other library rules and reading room rules. You will get all these rules in the library hall and on the library portal. So this is the library website. I will show you how to go there. This is our college site. You will open the site of our website of our college. There you will see library. Click on the library. Then you will get the link for this website, library portal, on the right hand side. So this is our college website. You go to library. So হচ্ছে না? আচ্ছা। I think screen is not being shared. You cannot see. So
No, we can see. We can see the
leave it.
website of the library.
There are some
We can see it.
other
Bonnie.
important sites for IRIS National Digital. It is done by IIT Kharagpur. There is the Sakshat portal or NME ICT, and there is EPGP or PG Pathshala. That is an initiative of InfluNet. You will get a very good collection of e-resources there and very good study material. So for any interaction or suggestions, you can come up to us and you can solve your doubts. You can ask for assistance. There's the demand register. You can write down the names of books, what you don't find in the library. If it is not in our collection, we will try to add that in future. And you can actively participate in our offline programs. There is the suggestion box. You can send your feedback through the suggestion box or through library portal. You can email us. You can use the Facebook page. So this is at a glance our library. This is the entrance. This is our notice board on the left side. This is our property counter. You will always keep your baggage here. This is the suggestion box I have already mentioned. This is our reading room rules. I hope you will always read that and before entering the library and using the library. This is our journal rack. This is called a catalog cabinet, a manual catalog cabinet in which manual cards are stored. And for Hindi, Urdu and Persian books, you have to search this catalog. This is the display board where new books, the covers of new books are displayed. And our library team is this. Apart from me, we have another librarian. She is Mita Sarkar. You can always contact us. He is Mr. Amal Misro. Most of the students know him because they come to him in the circulation counter. He is Monoranjan Roy. He takes care of your library cards and gives us all other assistance and supports. He is Ms. Srilal Dhanuk. He also helps us. So this is the overview of our library. I hope you will always come to the library and use it to the fullest. And don't forget that university exams are not the main thing. The life is a bigger challenge and a bigger hurdle. So we always hope you pass that with a distinction. All the best. And there is Mita Sarkar. She will present the software part and will teach you how to search the OPEC. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, and good afternoon, everybody. Now I am talking about that how you search the OPAC, that is online catalog. So first you have to go through the browser. We are using, in our library, we are using e-Gronthalaya software, that is 3.0 version and web OPAC. Now, this is the demo shown in the e-Gronthalaya website, that is library. Here you can see the other library of a institution, but if first you should have to go to the address bar. In address bar, if you type the 192. IP address, that is 192.168.0.210/OPAC, by giving this IP address, you will get the page of our Kidderpore College library OPAC page. Then you can here you can write in this, instead of this site, you can write the Kidderpore College Library UK, and then after submitting you get this page. Another page will come. Here you can see the types of documents with this type. There is books or other material. Still now we are cataloging the books options. In OPAC, you can search the books by various aspects. That is, there is one book search, advanced search, and then you can search by author, or you can search by title, publishers, or through accession number, whatever information you know about any books, you can search book from this information. In this book search, you can search through these books, and here you can search text within, after submitting this in this column, and after that you can put here, and the details of the books will come. Another thing that is through subject wise. Here you can subject wise, you can give the any subject's name, like you suppose you can give the subject name commerce, and you have to submit it. After submitting this, all the book here, that is the Hindi book, and after that, upon the title, if you have a click, and then all the details of the books will come. So through this way, you can search the books available in our Kidderpore library. So thank you. This is all about our OPAC searching.
Thank you, Mita. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mita, for your very important leads about how to manage the integrated library management software. I hope they'll learn once they start using, they'll learn better. I now invite Professor Shushmita Chakraborty, Head of the Department, Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta. Boni will introduce Professor Chakraborty before she takes over. Boni, please.
Dr. Sunanda Mukherjee, I think you have to switch on the video. It cannot be switched on from my side, I think.
I mean, am I not visible? Am I only audible? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, ma'am, you are visible.
No, my video could not be switched on. You are audible and visible, madam.
Okay.
My video is not switching on from my side. Can you please see from admin side?
Okay, I understand.
Switch on my video, please.
Aniket will take care of that. Yes. I have understood. Aniket, will you please take care of that? Aniket, are you there? I'll check.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will give me just 1 minute. I will try to share the PPT from my side. Thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this today's program of orienting people with this with the mental health information literacy aspects. As we know, we have many aspects of the library that we know about all library activities. Dr. Bonni has elaborately told us different dimensions of the present day library and information services, and Nita Sarkar madam has elaborated how to search in the library. But today's librarianship goes far beyond the traditional ways in which we used to see the work of the librarianship. So, in today's librarianship, we see library as a space which can bond the souls. So it must have study space for the students. It will have tech hubs where the heartthrobs of the technologically advanced people will be finding a place. And also there will be the multimedia corners where different sorts of electronic resources in the formats which goes far beyond the text and audio will be of the help of the learning community. There will be study carrels where researchers will deposit different kinds of books, magazines, and other things in the carrel, they will stack them there, and gradually they will be moving on with those resources. Maybe that carrel will be occupied by the researcher for a long period, some months or some years. There should be group study corners, because we know some people want to learn alone, but there are groups of students who prefer to study in a discussive mode. There will be library classrooms, a classroom situated within the premises of the library, where the librarians might teach PowerPoint, how to create PowerPoint presentation, or how to operate the database searching system, and several other things. There should be activity corners where separate types of activities can take place, preparing posters for exhibition, preparing some study reports, assignments, so many other things can be there. There should be career space with so many career counseling books, people to guide them, coach them, and library should be the safe haven for people who loves reading, people who are a bit shy or alienated kind of loners who cannot communicate with others easily. Library can give them a nook and corner for elevating their mental space. And library, instead of being a silent zone, it can be a adda space also. One corner of the library should be for adda space, where, as in information commons, people can share their knowledges with others. So instead of being a great buildings, see this library of ancient time, grand buildings, lots of space, magnificent furniture. No, the library is important for its soul, for giving so much more, rather than giving only your space within your zone. So library should give you a support space. Librarian, as the friend, philosopher, and guide, he or she can offer the students different opportunities. Even in the days of mental stress and pandemic, you have the option to chat with your librarian. You can email or text your librarian with your problems, with your learning outcomes, with your challenges which are being faced by you. There will be sharing, caring, and bonding, which is happening within the librarian and the student. It can be in many forms. It can be resource sharing among classmates, sharing books and notes. It can be small study groups for discussion on some topic. It can be just reading aloud, a corner for reading aloud, some poem or reciting some poem kind of thing. Extensive use of social media also should be there within the domain of the library, because we have to remember that many of students might not have the opportunity of having internet connectivity and computer in their households. So now we come to the question of patients in the treatment paradigm. When we think of mental health patients or mental patients, mentally disturbed people, mental illness, patients who are suffering from mental illness, The present scenario, the ancient scenario was they are totally passive. They are in the receiving ends, but gradually the new paradigm is trying to involve the patients, taking responsible parts in the treatment plan. So it is kind of participative management where all the stakeholders in the mental health scenario will take part. So the role of the carers are being redefined. Now the joint families are not there. So in the modular families, it is very difficult to take care of someone who is needing a lot of time, patience, and attention. So there lies the increasing role of the social institutions like colleges and especially of libraries to be involved in the treatment and detection and treatment process in mental health. So role of libraries can be manifold. Keys to well-being. As we know, World Health Organization has remarked that mental health is actually the sense of well-being. So when sense of well-being is the issue, then in these traumatized, stressful days of pandemic, during pandemic and just after pandemic, libraries can give you a sense of being a surrogate family. They can offer you friendship. Libraries as well as teachers can do mentorships to the students while they are facing mental health needs. They can guide through these. They can be the confidant. So on whom students with challenges who are facing different mental health challenges can ask for help. They can be the sounding wall for the frustrations that is stored within a student. So when we talk about health and well-being, we have several components within this big thing. This is not a singular thing. It includes social justice, it includes equality, it includes gender equations, stigmatization, because there are so many taboos. Whenever someone is having some mental health problem, he or she cannot ask for advice because he might be called opagol. So he will be stamped as a mad person with whom people will not be a friend, with whom people will not play or study together. So we librarians have a great role to remove this stigmatization. So in case of health information, there are three very important components through which we should move to achieve better results. First thing is information. Quality of information is most important. In these days of fake information, misinformation, abuse, so many yellow journalism, so many persons are uploading information which is not authentic. So we information scientists should see that content of information should be right. Context should be appropriate. It is not being placed out of context. The quality of information should be of optimum level, and the information must be authentic. Next thing is cognition. As it is being said, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. So cognition is a brain activity which is very, very important for understanding things in their truth perspectives. So cognition needs understanding of the thing. It needs perceiving the real dimensions of the thing. It needs right sort of beliefs. Like some people believe that if someone has some indications, then some people believe that ভর হয়েছে, that is some god or goddesses uh, have come upon the victims, and that's why they are doing that sort of behavior. But in reality, it might be an epileptic fit or some other kind of mental diseases. So beliefs, যেখানে এখনো জল পড়া তেল পড়া ওঝা দিয়ে শান্ত করার চেষ্টা করা হয়, so those sort of beliefs that should have to be encountered, attitudes of people that we can treat all sorts of illness if we just go through internet and find some information about it. No, there are several things that should be treated only by the specialist doctors, not by us. But maybe in case of a few things, awareness building and some things, their self-treatment or when we read something, that might help us in finding some solutions at a very simple level. But in the higher levels, we need to find the right attitude to visit the necessary specialist at right point of time. Orientation. There are lack of orientation, so the awareness regarding the mental health issues are not there, and there are peer pressure. If you are mentally ill, if you are different from other persons, your peer group might be bullying you, might be giving you a treatment, a silent treatment, which can alienate you from the mainstream, and that is very, very sensitive issue for the young people. Last thing is proliferation. Information proliferation has given us so many areas of misinformation, lack of information, barriers to information, that we must clearly try to delineate what are the real data. Based on that real data, whether we get this information based on concrete, real, unadulterated data, and the knowledge being processed from that information is right. So college libraries can create resources, programs, partnerships, librarians, health literacy training, outreach programs, and community information service to eradicate the problem of mental stress. Special programs on disaster preparedness and health information literacy, including health insurance, can be done.
Thank you so much, Professor Chakraborty. Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule to be with us, to speak to our students. It is a matter of great privilege that you have been able to join us today. I shall now invite Dr. Jyotirmoy Samazdar, renowned psychiatrist and chairman, PNH Trust, and secretary, Manush. He is also an environmentalist, social activist, an alumnus of Calcutta Medical College and Narendrapur Ramakrishna Mission, if I'm not incorrect. I welcome you, sir. I'm not sure whether I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Samazdar, are you here with us? Dr. Samazdar, you may start. We are trying to get in touch with Dr. Samazdar. He has joined. We can see that he has joined. But yes. Welcome. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. There was some technical hitch, and I'm sorry that I joined a few minutes late. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. And the slide, can you see the slides? Hello, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was a great opportunity for me to interact with young people and their teachers and staffs, because we have put all our hopes on them. What I will share with you, as this is an information sharing platform, I'll share with you a few information regarding mental health and illness, and in the domain of young minds, young people who are found in schools, colleges, universities. We must know that the National Mental Health Survey report that was done in India, and it's still going on, India 2017, and now we have our own data of India. And now we know that almost 14% of the population, Indian population, suffers from some kind of mental problem that needs support and therapy. And if you consider 14% of Indians, that will count about to 19 crores or nearing about 20 crores. If you consider Bengal, population of 10 crores, then 1 crore 40 lakh Bengalis need some kind of support or mental health services. And very peculiar enough, only even less than 1% suffers from major mental disorders, and we only consider them, the popular nosology that runs in the society is pagal, because they suffer from major mental disorders that can be schizophrenia, that can be any kind of bipolar mood disorder, but they are only not even 1% of the population. The 99% of these 14%, most of them suffer from anxiety, suffers from depression, suffers from some kind of developmental disorder, and they are all of us. So when we consider the domain of mental health and illness, the majority of them suffer some kind of anxiety, and they present with physical symptoms, mostly headache, palpitation, dryness of mouth, less appetite, twitching of muscles, nausea, vomiting, urgency for urination, stomach ache, reeling of head, whatnot. So mostly these people suffer from mental illness, and they present with physical symptoms. Now, as we are considering the young minds, and now we have those statistics in front of you, 1 in 6 people are aged between 10 to 20, and mental health condition accounts for 16% of global burden of diseases and injury in people aged between 10 to 20. Means the people in this age group put huge economic burden on global health budget, and that is about 16% of the global health budget is due to young people, due to mental health. And this is a very important information for you. Half of the mental health conditions start by the age 14 years of age. Means if you consider there is 100 mental illness, so 50% of this mental illness starts at this age group, about 14 years. And during this period, people are in schools, and they are in front of their teachers, in front of their librarians, in front of school staffs, and at home with their relatives. So if teachers, relative, school staffs, college staffs, university staff, and teachers, even friends, doesn't know about mental illness and health, then they cannot help them out. So information about mental health and illness in the younger people has to be learned, has to be trained. Globally, depression is one of the leading cause of illness and disability among young adults. Suicide is the third leading cause of death in 15 to 20 years of age. Actually, 15 to 20 years of age is a very healthy age. You hardly have any physical illness in that period of time. But here, you have a third leading cause of death, and that is called suicide. There are other causes as well: drug addiction, rash driving, and so on and so forth. So that is information that you have to learn. This is the definition of mental health. I am not going to describe the definition of mental health. What it says is a subject of well-being for optimal development, and it is development of the cognition, mood, and relationship, and together they lead to a society, they bring up a society where justice and rights is maintained. And as we say, the person who suffers from mental illness is not to be blamed, because it's not a personal failure, and each and every part of the society is responsible for either the cause of the situation or for bringing him out or her out from this situation. This is a World Health 2001 recommendation. This is a peculiar report, the World Health Report. It doesn't say World Mental Health Report, it is World Health Report 2001. And in that report, it was the first time it was declared throughout the world that there is no health without mental health. Mental health is the supreme, it is the primary, it is number one condition for health. And in that report, it came out with several parameters, yardsticks. We don't have the opportunity to discuss here, but we can say that this is the landmark, earmark report where it was accepted throughout the world. All the governments of the world accepted mental health is number one and the primary condition to be fulfilled for development and for physical health. This is the discussion of that. I will not be going to detail in that. That is daily. Daily is disability adjusted life year, means it was a parameter where people or the worldwide it was accepted that if you lose one full year of healthy life due to some condition, maybe cardiac condition, maybe liver condition, maybe due to your lung, maybe due to your broken leg, or maybe due to your depression, if you lose 1 year, then you lose one daily of your year, because that year was not fruitful. And that was the only yardstick now used in all the illnesses to gauge or to measure the economic loss that is done. And if you take all the dailies of all the illnesses throughout the world, daily they contribute to the illness, then it is now found that the dailies due to mental illness is 28% of all the illnesses, whereas cardiac problem, the daily is only 21%. For lung condition, it is daily is only 17%. For neurological condition, the daily is only 2%. So the healthy life is lost, and the healthy life that is measured in terms of money, it is the mental health or illness that is responsible for global burden of diseases. Now, adolescence period is a very peculiar and unique period where there is a rapid change of situation in life. It is changing from school, leaving home, starting a college or university, starting a new job. This is a very exciting time. And also it is a very stressful time as well. And this is when the mental illness also starts. So it's the combination, or this is the prime time where everything comes together at a point of time. Virtual gadgets and virtual space, again, it's a very important thing. The online technologies has come with many benefits, as I am giving a lecture on online lectures here, but it brings additional pressure as well. Means you have to be constantly connected to a virtual network to get you updated. And any time of the day and night, when a news comes or when some connection is given, it becomes stressful. One of my younger colleagues and his client, college students, he told me যে স্যার দেখুন আসলে আপনাদের সময় আপনারা আড্ডা দিতেন, আপনারা চায়ের দোকানে বসতেন সন্ধ্যেবেলায়, বিকেলবেলায় বা কফি হাউসে, হ্যাঁ, 2-3 ঘন্টা 4 ঘন্টা আড্ডা হলো, লাস্ট বাস যখন বাড়ি চলে যাচ্ছে আপনাদের আড্ডা ছেড়ে বাসে উঠে বাড়ি যেতেই হতো, এবং বাড়ি গেলে বেশিরভাগ লোকেরই অত টেলিফোন ছিল না, তাই যোগাযোগের কোনো জায়গা ছিল না, তাই আড্ডাটা একটা সময় বেঁধে ব্যাপার ছিল। আর আমাদের এখানে কি হচ্ছে, একটা গ্রুপের সঙ্গে আমি আড্ডা মারলাম অনলাইনে, শেষ হতে না হতে আর একটা গ্রুপের সঙ্গে আড্ডা মারছি, আর একটা গ্রুপের সঙ্গে আড্ডা মারছি, আমাদের আড্ডা আর শেষ হচ্ছে না, আমাদের ব্রেনও শান্তি পাচ্ছে না, আর এত নানান রকমের সম্পর্কের নানান রকমের অসুবিধের খবর মাথার মধ্যে ঢুকলে টিকে থাকা বড় মুশকিল। তো এটাই হচ্ছে মুশকিল, যে অনলাইন আড্ডা সব সময় আমাদের তাড়িয়ে নিয়ে বেড়াচ্ছে। আর স্ট্রেস ফ্রম হিউম্যানিটেরিয়ান এমার্জেন্সিস, এখন তো it's an example in front of us, যে Ukraine, the medical students, the other students who are stuck up there, they have to come brought back home. So many adolescents are living in the areas affected by humanitarian emergencies such as conflicts, wars, natural disaster, epidemics, and young people are vulnerable and their mental situation are distressful because of these situations, and the living example is in front of you. So many refugees that came out of Ukraine, and they are being received by the nearby European countries. We don't know what will happen to the young people who are crossing border from the homeland to our unknown. As I have already told, half of the mental illness starts at this age, and that's why this age is very important. As I was talking about, this was a greater perspective or greater scenario or greater picture. It is a whole country that I was talking about, but a campus, a college campus, a university campus is also a small epitome of the whole country. Here people comes together and they have a greater interest to get autonomy and to become friendly with the peers, explore sexual identities, and increase access to the newer technologies. That was already told, that your library have so many technologies, media influences, and gender norms. So here is a situation, or here is a place which is called campus. Campus is a very peculiar, interesting, and very challenging center where young people come together and they are they get the information, they learn new things, and they also face new challenges that I have already showed. There may be challenges of the language, there may be challenges of the challenges of the relationship, there may be challenges of the ill health, human rights violation, student politics. So these all taken together, this is a life where every day your mental health is questioned. And it is known that 10 to 20% of the adolescents experience mental health conditions throughout the world, and they are untreated, undiagnosed, unidentified. And as the knowledge and awareness about the mental health and illness is very less, this is one of the process when I'm talking to you, one of the process where we are trying to give you much more information regarding mental health. And mental health or illness could have been easy to diagnose or to get help if the stigma was not there. The stigma was not there. It's the stigma which is preventing all of us from seeking help. লোকে আমায় পাগল বলবে, লোকে আমায় কি ভাববে, এইসব ভেবে আমার সবচেয়ে সমস্যাটা আমি কাউকেই বলতে পারছি না। So there was a slogan few years back regarding depression by World Health Organization, ki let's talk. And that's why you can see many celebrities, the stars from our Bollywood and many sports stars came forward and confessed that they suffered from illness, they suffered from depression, and that is no harm in telling that I am depressed and that I need help. And we also have Rajput's case where he committed suicide. So these are the situations where campus-based intervention can be done, that can be discussed now. I don't want to take much time because I need to hear from you so that we can discuss together. So long I was talking about illnesses, but there is something called mental health. And if you want to have a healthy mental condition, then you should be trained. As we exercise, we take good food, we exercise, physical exercise, and there is a development of your body, your physical health. So as you go for physical training to increase your physical health, you have to undergo mental health training to increase your mental health. And the heading that is there for the mental health training is called life skills training. And life skills training is done in various schools, university, colleges. Mostly it is done in South India and West India. It is there is a very little scope, or it was not included in our school curriculum, though it was tried in the last left front government time, but there was a controversy with that. So now these are these core life skills, that is self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, effective communication, and interpersonal relationship. So as there is a pathology, there is a condition for health, you can improve your health, and these are the there are a lot more other life skills, core life skills that can be that you can train yourself. So I stop here so that we can discuss campus mental health, and we can hear from the young people. Let us communicate. As I stop, I say the coming together is a beginning, keeping together is a progress, and working together is success. And this is same for the mental health field. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your brief but very important deliberation. Our students have been listening to you. I'm sure you are also looking forward to this interaction with students. Students, I invite you to ask questions, seek clarifications, and you can use any language that you feel comfortable in.
Yes.
Students, will you begin?
A very good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. Chandravoli Das from this college only. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Jyotimoy Shamazdar for his thought-provoking presentation and very enlightening speech. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to ask you just a single question, and also you can say that it's my observation. As we all see that during the entire lockdown or pandemic phase, we were all locked and confined inside our homes.
Sorry, you are not audible.
Chandrabuli, have you muted yourself? Chandrabuli, we missed you. Will you please repeat?
Yes, I'm sorry, actually, I have some connectivity problems. So, what I was telling actually is that, sir, throughout this pandemic period, we had one kind of mental crisis. We were all locked and confined inside our homes. We needed to sit in front of our laptops and mobile phones continuously for teaching, studying, and for webinars, etc., etc. So, that was one kind of agony. But once this online process is over and we are required to once again come back to our offline mode of functioning, then also I can find around me there are some people who are having once more another type of crisis in going to office or school at time proper to maintain proper punctuality, and then they are complaining that online was good since we needed to we could enjoy the comfort of our home and continue with our functions, but now it's very tough for us. We are unable to cope with this situation at once when everything is open now and we have to attend everything offline. It is creating a different kind of crisis, I feel, especially with the children who had been long accustomed with online teaching and studying, and now they have to go to school in time in proper uniform and lack of all the comforts which they used to enjoy at home. So I am afraid this is creating another type of mental crisis. So, sir, can you please address that? Thank you,
See,
sir.
mental crisis is not a problem. Crisis is a part of life, and always there will be a crisis, physical, mental, whatever. The thing is whether there's an answer to the crisis, where there is a limited time frame to get over that crisis. If that is there, then there is no problem, because we knew we were stuck inside the house, and the crisis was that it was not the COVID virus that has created some kind of mental health problem. At least still we don't know. We are having studies on long COVID, means long effect of COVID. Maybe we'll find it has affected our brain physically, and then symptoms. But the COVID situation, that was problem, creating problem in our society or worldwide. It was that key. All the people were closed and stuck inside a very small physical space, and there was oh sorry sorry, I'll come to you. The thing is that it was the confinement, that is one stress, and it was also So it was the confinement, that is one crisis, that was the crisis there. And second, it was the uncertainty ki when this confinement is going to end. This was the two very major stress that was producing all kind of mental health and mental crisis. Again, when we have this so-called normalcy here, again it will take some time, maybe 6 months, 7 months to get attached and accustomed to all those situation that was there in earlier, and we knew how that was to be organized and finally come to a so-called normal lifestyle. So to me, the stress, the crisis is not so problem. The problem is whether we can define that stress and we have an answer for that stress and we have a time limit for that stress. If that is done, then everything is done. So okay, your observation in 101% correct. But it is also an observation ki if the normalcy goes on, the situation doesn't revert back to the confinement, then gradually we'll come to a very routine, regular life. Means there is no rocket science ki there is a stress and tomorrow there will be a mental health professional like Dr. Samazar and come and give some sermon and your stress will go on. I mean, it is wiped out immediately. That will not be done. But as we are intelligent people, we can discuss together and we can find an answer to that thing and a time frame for that stress peak. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Next question.
Nanda madam, are there questions from the students?
I've invited students. They might have something on their mind, but in the meantime, if there's someone else who wants to ask something, we are ready for that as well.
Students or students or other participants, teachers, staff,
yes,
etc. Yeah.
Yes. Next question. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I am asking that is overthinking a serious mental illness or a common thing? And is overthinking a serious mental illness? So how can we reduce overthinking?
Now, this we have to explain what is overthinking. And so if you can't explain overthinking, then I would not be able to answer what you really mean by overthinking. That you have to give an example so that I can come to know what you are considering overthinking.
Sir, suppose to reach a goal, and to reach that goal, I have to think carefully. It is normal, but thinking more and more about that topic is something related to serious mental illness.
See, I don't know what is called overthinking to you, but if you consider this as a repeated intrusive thought, that is one thing. If it is that you are worrying about a thing and you are considering the idea or the anxiety again and again, that is a different thing. But definitely when a purpose of a thought is already accomplished or it is done, then it is really a stress if you go on thinking over the situation or the object or whatever you have said, the goal again and again. But if you consider that there is an exam and you have already prepared for the exam, and then you are thinking, I might not do well, I might fail, I might forget the subject or the question or whatever. Then if this is a repetitive thinking, then definitely this thinking, it's not illness, but definitely it is not going to do any help to you, because you don't know really whether the question that is going to be answered, there's a 50% chance that you will be doing very well. There will be a 50% chance that you are not going to do not so well. And these are the possibilities. If you go on thinking, na bhalo hobe na, भूल जाएंगे, क्या हो जाएगा, शायद इस एग्जाम में मैं फेल कर जाऊंगा, तो इसका कोई माने नहीं है. मैंने this thinking is not going to help you, then definitely this is a thought or this is a process which is not pathological, but it is not helpful as well. And there is an illness called obsessive compulsive disorder, where people go on doing or thinking a particular thought comes to their mind again and again and again and again, and they are intelligent enough to identify and consider that this is not right, but they cannot stop it. They don't want to think it, but the thought is coming to their mind. They don't want to do that, but they are doing that job. As we have seen the obsessive compulsive disorder, if it is a washing mania, then the repetitive thought is that everything is contaminated, it's dirty, it's contaminated, and it was going on in your mind like a broken record. And then finally you consider that as I'm suffering from this thought, let me wash my hands or wash utensils or wash my house. Maybe I'll be getting rid of this thought, and I'm not really getting rid of it. Ultimately, it is the thought and the action is going on and on and on. So that is called obsessive compulsive disorder. But what I felt that you are talking about worrying about things. Worrying about things is not a illness at all. But you want to have that cognitive ability, that intelligence to question yourself कि अरे यार क्या माने है बार बार एक ही चीज दोहराना कि फेल हो जाएंगे, इसका कोई माने नहीं है. Let's have a good physical health, go to the exam hall, sit there and write the exam, and let's see what happens.
যদি বাংলায় বা হিন্দিতে বললে যদি স্টুডেন্টদের সুবিধে হয়, সেটা তোমরা একটু কোয়েশ্চেন করতে পারো, বাংলা বা হিন্দিতে যদি সুবিধা হয়.
যে কোনো ভাষায়, হিন্দিতে হোক বাংলায় হোক, আপনারা যদি বলেন তাহলে আমরা উত্তর দেব, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই. Communication is important.
স্যার থ্যাংক ইউ. আমি বাংলায় বলাটা শুরু করছি. আমার একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আছে, মানে আমাদের এই প্যান্ডেমিকের টাইমে বা এমনিও এখন যে নর্মাল টাইমে স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে? হ্যাঁ স্যার, বাংলায় বলাটা আমি শুরু করছি. অন্য সবাই বোধহয় একটু লজ্জা পাচ্ছে বা সংকোচ বোধ করছে, দ্বিধা বোধ করছে. তো আমার একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল যে মানে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া নিয়ে আমরা সবাই বড্ড বেশি মানে ব্যস্ত এবং বিব্রত, কারণ পোস্ট ট্রুথ বা এই সমস্ত বিভিন্ন ধরনের ওয়ার ক্রাইমসের যে ইমেজগুলো আমরা দেখছি ইদানিং, অথবা প্যান্ডেমিকের সময় আমরা যেগুলো দেখেছি, দোজ আর গেটিং অন আওয়ার নার্ভস. বাট কিন্তু তা সত্ত্বেও আমরা ওই মানে প্রলোভনটাকে এড়াতে পারছি না. তো একেবারে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া বন্ধ করে দেওয়া, অ্যাকাউন্টস বন্ধ করে দেওয়া বা না দেখাটাও আমাদেরকে আপ টু ডেট থাকা থেকে একটু মানে অসুবিধা তৈরি করছে সেক্ষেত্রে। তো কিভাবে একটা ব্যালেন্স রেখে চলা সম্ভব, একটু যদি গাইড করেন।
না, ব্যালেন্সের তো প্রশ্ন নয়, প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে যে আমি একটা খবর পেয়েছি, সেই খবরটা ঠিক ভুল কিছু না বুঝেই আমি একটা ফরওয়ার্ড করে দিচ্ছি। না, আমাদের যদি ধরতাম যে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার এই ভার্চুয়াল মিডিয়ার দিন সে নেই, আগের যুগে আমরা ফিরে গেছি, আমরা যদি একটা খবর কিছু পেতাম যেটা ধরে নিচ্ছি যে খুবই মুখরোচক বা খুবই ইন্টারেস্টিং, তাহলেও তো আমরা ক্রস চেক করতাম যে হ্যাঁ এই কথাটা কি সত্যি, বা এটা কি ঠিক হয়েছে, বা এটার কতটা সত্যতা রয়েছে। তো আমরা যদি ওই যে জিনিসটা আমার কাছে আসছে সেটার যদি সত্যতা না যাচাই করেই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে সেটা ফরওয়ার্ড করে দিই, তাহলে তো মুশকিল। আর একটা জিনিসের সত্যতা যাচাই করতে গেলে অনেকটা সময় লাগে, অনেক সিনসিয়ারিটি লাগে, সেইটা তো আমরা করছি না। আমরা যেটা করছি সেটা হচ্ছে এলো, এসে দেখে মনে হলো আরে খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং বলে বোতাম টিপে দিলাম, সাঁ করে চলে গেল আরো 10 জনের কাছে। তো আমাদের কথা হচ্ছে আপনি যা পেয়েছেন আপনার কাছে, সেটা যদি আপনি নিজে তার দাম যাচাই না করে অন্যদের কাছে পাঠিয়ে দেন, তাহলে সেটা সবচেয়ে বোকামি। তো ওই বোকামির কি মানে আছে? এবং আমরা তো সকালবেলায় দেখি যে সকালে যে জিনিসটা আমি ফরওয়ার্ড করলাম, একটু পরেই বিকেলবেলা সেই জিনিসটা আমার কাছে আবার কেউ ফরওয়ার্ড করে দিচ্ছে। এইটা হয়ে গেছে মুশকিল, যে যে খবরটা আমার কাছে আসছে সেটা সত্যতা যাচাই না করেই আমরা সেটা পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি। কারণ সেটা কলেজ স্টুডেন্টদের মধ্যেও হচ্ছে যে হয়তো কোনো একটা রিলেশনশিপের একটা খবর কেউ কাউকে দিয়েছে, সে আবার কাউকে দিয়েছে, সে আবার কাউকে দিয়েছে, এবং তারপরে চরম জটিলতা শুরু হয়ে গেল, কেউ তাকে ব্লক করে দিল, কেউ তাকে ইয়ে করলো। সেক্ষেত্রেও সেখানে তো একটা যাচাই করার জায়গা আছে। মানে আমার কাছে ফোন আছে, আমার কাছে বন্ধুর কাছে যাওয়ার ব্যাপার আছে, সেগুলো জেনে যাচাই করে তবে যদি আমরা সেটা মানে সেই খবরের যে আমি যখন পাঠাচ্ছি খবরটা, আমাকে দায়িত্ব নিতে হবে সেই খবর। আর যেটা আছে সেটা হচ্ছে যে পলিটিক্যাল ওয়ার্ল্ডে বা অনেক সোশ্যাল ওয়ার্ল্ডে সেখানে লোক বসেই আছে যে যাকে আমরা বলি যে 12 ভাজা রান্না করা খাবার, খানিকটা সত্য খানিকটা মিথ্যে মিশিয়ে পাঠানোর জন্য। এবং এখন আমরা সবাই জানি যে 100টা খবর হলে প্রায় তার 92-93টা খবরেরই কোনো মানে নেই, এবং সেই খবরগুলো সবই সাজানো এবং তৈরি করা। তো যারা ইয়াং বুদ্ধিমান মানুষ, আমরা তো বয়স হয়ে গেছে বোকা, কিন্তু যারা ইয়াং বুদ্ধিমান মানুষ তারা তো ওইটা দেখবে যে এই খবরটার কোথায় উৎস, কি তার ব্যাপার। যতক্ষণ না আমি খবরটা যখন পাচ্ছি সেটা যাচাই করছি, আর যখন খবরটা পাঠাচ্ছি তার দায়িত্ব নিচ্ছি, ততক্ষণ এই সমস্যা থেকে আমরা বেরোতে পারবো।
ঠিক ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
Thank you.
We have a question in the chat box. Sabha Khatun has a question. Sir, as a girl in this society, we have a limited time to study or to reach our goal. Because of that, we have been pressurized to do something in our life and achieve our goals fast. And that became the reason of our mental illness. And sometimes we have to leave our dreams and goals, and that affect our mental health. How to overcome this situation?
সাবা, দেখুন একটা ব্যাপার তো পরিষ্কার যে এটা একটা শুধু মেন্টাল হেলথ বা একটা সাইকিয়াট্রিস্টের কাজ নয়। এটা ঠিকই যে আমরা আজকে সুযোগ পেয়েছি, আপনি এই ডিসকাশন এখানে তুলেছেন, কিন্তু এটা তো একটা সারা বিশ্বের, ভারতের, বাংলার অসুবিধে যে আমরা এটা সবাই জানি এবং মানি যে আমাদের অর্ধেক আকাশ বলি আমরা যাদের, মানে পপুলেশন, যে মেয়েরা, মায়েরা, বোনেরা, তারা যদি না শিক্ষিত হয়, তাদের যদি আমরা সরি
স্যার, স্টুডেন্টকে হিন্দিতে বললে একটু সুবিধা হবে ওদের, যদি কাইন্ডলি বলেন, অথবা ইংলিশে বলেন, ওরা বেঙ্গলি বোঝে না।
না, আমি কি কন্টিনিউ করবো?
শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
বন্দা ম্যাডাম, আমি কি কন্টিনিউ করবো? হ্যাঁ বলুন।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ স্যার, একটু যদি হিন্দিতে বা ইংলিশে বলেন, এই মেয়েটি বাংলা বোঝে না।
वो अच्छा शाबा, देखिए ये जो आपने जो इशू उठाई, ये इशू तो एक इंटरनेशनल इशू भी है, नेशनल इशू भी है और स्टेट इशू भी है, क्योंकि वी नो if half of our population and the female population, if they are not given power, they are not given education, they are not given the opportunity to uh, be one of the responsible citizen, then देश आगे नहीं बढ़ सकती, देश क्या फैमिली आगे नहीं बढ़ सकती। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम है कि ये हम लिखे हुए हैं पेपर में, there is a slogan ki beti bachao beti padhao, there is slogan as Didi has given so many work. So we know ki politically also this is an issue, and government and leaders must see to this issue ki the half of our population, the female population, should get the opportunity and the respect and the rights to be to grow up themselves to a responsible citizen. And we also know if mother is educated, then the whole family is educated. If mother is educated, then none of her children will be uneducated. तो दिस आर प्रूव थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड। लेकिन ये बार बार बोलना है, बार बार दोहराना है, घर में बोलना है, बाहर बोलना है, अगर स्टैटिस्टिक्स उनको अच्छा लगे तो उनको बोलना है, लेकिन ये होना चाहिए। लेकिन एक चीज है अभी कि एज द number of the children or family population is becoming less, so the focus on the children, made female, made male, it has increased. The family has the aspiration कि मेरे जो भी बच्चा हो उनको पढ़ाए और उनको आगे बढ़ाए। लेकिन पुराना कल्चर भी घर में है कि भाई को आप भाई बर्तन नहीं धोएंगे, भाई चाय नहीं बनाएंगे, लेकिन आपको एग्जाम है इसके पहले भी आपको चाय बनाना पड़ेगी या कुछ पकाना पड़ेगा या बर्तन धोना पड़ेगा। सो द नंबर ऑफ आवर्स दैट यू आर गेटिंग फॉर योर स्टडीज, नो वन वाज कंसीडरिंग दैट पार्ट। लेकिन ये ऐसा ही है, ऐसा ही दुनिया पहले था, लेकिन धीरे 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 हर रोज हर जगह ये संघर्ष चलते रहा। एंड देन फीमेल, as now we can see in my screen, all the faces are female faces, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is a very interesting thing ki only me and maybe some other people are here male, and mostly they are female. So that is very interesting, and that is very heartening too, ki encouraging too, ki agar aisa maybe another decade gone and we'll be having lot more people in the power position. And अभी जैसा हो रहा है कि पार्लियामेंट में 33% सीट्स टू बी गिवन टू दी फीमेल कैंडिडेट्स, ये अभी पंचायत इलेक्शन हो गया। यूपी में भी अभी वो लोग सोच रहे हैं कि उनका अगर कुछ मिनिस्टर बने तो दे मस्ट बी फीमेल। तो ये प्रेशर है, तो समाज से ये प्रेशर है कि ये देखिए, और दिस इज करेक्ट, क्योंकि ऐसा होते हुए the European have gone past, they have become very powerful in each and every aspect of life, and they have respected their half of their sky, जो हम कहते हैं कि फीमेल पॉपुलेशंस। तो आप निराश मत होइए, दैट आप भी ये सवाल उठा रहे हैं तो इसका माने है कि यू हैव अ वॉइस, यू आर डिमांडिंग कि ऐसा होना चाहिए। तो दिस इज वेरी इनकरेजिंग टू मी। Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other question?
Sir, as you said earlier that there are some physical symptoms like palpitation or feeling nauseous or having a headache. So if someone feels like this and they have some symptoms due to something that happened in the past and they face this problem in certain period of time. So do you think they need help, or is this a call for help, or they will get better after some time?
No, definitely, as you have told, there's a previous incident, and as you reliving that incident now again, then you have physical symptoms, headache or whatever. So that means it was an unresolved part of your thought or unresolved part of your mind कि कोई घटना था, and then there was a physical symptoms. अभी फिर, as you have the memory, reliving the memory, then you have physical symptoms. Then you have to definitely go to a mental health professional, maybe clinical psychologist, maybe a counselor, maybe a psychiatric nurse, maybe a psychiatrist. Not that you have to always go to a psychiatrist. You can go to a psychologist, a counselor, a psychiatric nurse, someone like that. But you should go, otherwise ये अपने आप नहीं चले जाना वाला है. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि ठीक है ये ठीक हो जाएगा, आप चुपचाप बैठे रहिए ठीक हो जाएगा. डेफिनेटली नहीं होगा.
Thank you, sir.
Shall I invite Sri Amol Misra to deliver the vote of thanks? Amol, will you
মাননীয় অধ্যক্ষ স্যার, আমন্ত্রিত মাননীয় অতিথিরা, প্রফেসর সুদীষ্ণা চক্রবর্তী, ডক্টর জ্যোতির্ময় সমাদ্দার, আইকিউসি কোঅর্ডিনেটর, মাননীয় ছাতি পাল ম্যাডাম, সেমিনার কনভেনার মাননীয় অনিতা ভট্টাচার্য, প্রত্যেকে আমাদের ও লাইব্রেরির তরফ থেকে প্রত্যেককে শুভেচ্ছা ও অভিনন্দন জানাই।
আজকের অনুষ্ঠান আমরা এখানেই শেষ করব। আমাদের আন্তরিক কৃতজ্ঞতা এবং ধন্যবাদ ডক্টর জ্যোতির্ময় সমাজদার এবং ডক্টর সুস্মিতা চক্রবর্তীকে, তারা এতটা সময় আমাদের জন্য দিলেন এবং এত সুন্দরভাবে আমাদের জিনিসগুলো বুঝালেন। আমাদের অনেক না বোঝার জায়গা, না বোঝার কর্নার ছিল, সেগুলো ঘটনাগুলো সরালেন। অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ স্যার, অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ ম্যাডাম। এছাড়া আমরা আমাদের অধ্যক্ষ, শ্রদ্ধেয় অধ্যক্ষ ডক্টর অভিজিৎ গঙ্গোপাধ্যায় এবং আমাদের ডিসির যারা মেম্বার তাদের সবাইকে এবং আমাদের জয়েন্ট কনভেনার লাইব্রেরি সাব কমিটি প্রফেসর সুনন্দা মুখোপাধ্যায়কে আন্তরিক কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাচ্ছি। আমরা নিশ্চয়ই ভবিষ্যতে আরও ভালো একটা প্রোগ্রাম করতে পারবো। স্টুডেন্টদের আমাদের তরফ থেকে অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা। তোমরা আরও বড় হও, আরও ভালো হও এবং লাইব্রেরিকে খুব ভালোভাবে ইউজ করো। থ্যাংক ইউ।
With that, we come to the end of the program. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, students. Have a good day.
Thank you.